Hi everybody, it's Preston from Preston's 8 Legs. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than my other videos. It's not going to be as educational or as informative as my other videos have been. This is more going to be a personal video, and that's basically like the brief synopsis of this video. But today I just want to go with you guys about some of the things that I do and some of the things that I just how I think about certain things. And nothing, out of whack or anything, or nothing that should make anybody upset. But today I wanted to talk to you guys because one, I know I have been missing some videos from some weeks, and I do apologize. As anybody knows, life sometimes gets in the way, and then, you just don't get as much time as you want to, or you can still have some free time, but you just don't have the gumption to do a certain thing, or the brain creativity to do certain thing at certain points. And I just want to say it's not that for a lack of appreciation to the people that subscribe to me or watch my videos. I really appreciate you guys. It's awesome that you guys subscribe and watch and comment, and it's awesome. I don't mean to let you guys down at all. But just sometimes work gets in the way, or certain things get in the way, or with YouTube, it's for me, it's just a hobby, but it's a creative hobby. So you just sometimes, like, if you ever drew as a kid, or wanted to draw, or you wanted to build something, you just had to have that creative gumption to get going. And sometimes you just don't. Sometimes your brain just doesn't click into gear like you want it to. And then, just some things get on your mind where you just don't get that gear going and get a little bit of a block. And some things have happened like that recently, but it's not for me. It's not really an excuse. It's just a reason for why some of the videos haven't been coming out when they should have. One of them here is, as you guys can see, I have Jacqueline's enclosure, and there's some unfortunate news with Jacqueline. She did unfortunately pass away about a week ago. I'm not really sure exactly what happened, but life happens, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to get sobby or anything, but I do. I love my spiders, all my spiders, and all my animals. I love animals, and I miss them. You don't ever want to see them go, but Jacqueline, I had her for about a couple of months now. You guys saw when I got her. And as you guys can see, this is a molt of her. That is not her up there. That's a molt of her. And that's the thing. She's molted about 3 times since I've had her. And I've had her for not that long, really. About a couple of months, like 4 months or so. And she's molted quite often. She's eaten a lot. She drank a lot of water. I mean, she never had problems with feeding. But about a week ago, about a week and a half ago, she molted, and she was doing just fine. She usually stayed up in a little hammock while she was hardening, and then she came out, and she just wouldn't drink, and I tried feeding her. I tried leaving food in there for her, and she just wouldn't eat. And I'm not really sure what was going on with that, but she wasn't looking as skinny as some wild jumping spiders get when out in the wild, because they don't really get food as often as captive ones do. But I'm not really sure what happened with her. I wish I had an explanation, but the only thing I can possibly think is that Jacqueline possibly could have been a wild caught jumping spider that I did get from my local pet store, which, you know, it's a gamble when you do that. I wasn't aware if I don't know 100% if she was wild caught. It seems like she might have been just based on, you know, the breed and just the amount that the store gets, which, you know, which is that's just what happens. And the thing is, when you have wild caught, is that they are from the wild, they're not captive bred, so they don't really have, you don't know the lineage of them. And wild caught ones can have a disease, or they can have just a predetermined illness in them that just doesn't cause them to live as long. And you can even get to have a captive bred ones because, you know, as spiders give birth, they give birth to hundreds of babies when they do give birth. And really the main reason for that is just because that's the way nature has done it, so that they have the numbers, so that ones that aren't healthy don't make it past their siblings because they get eaten, or just natural selection, and that way you have at least a good abundance to carry on that spider's lineage. So they do have a lot of babies. So, you know, just some things can happen, and you just don't really know. You know, you never know. And a spider's not really like a cat or a dog where you can really know that something's ill with them or whatnot. You just kind of stop acting right, and you know, they just kind of go sometimes. And you know, this is the second one. This is the second spider I've ever had pass away on me. My first one was a while ago. I've mentioned it a couple of times. My Caribbean versicolor, and that one died. And that one, I knew the risk of that one because I had that one from a baby as a sling. And if you guys know that species, or you guys do any research into them, they are known to not do well in captivity, or they're very hard to keep in captivity just because for some reason that species has a hard time molting when they're babies. So a lot of people that do have them in the hobby get them as adults. But I like to get mine young so that I can, you know, raise them and see them grow. But I figured I'd take my hand in that and just see what happens. And I was always hoping for the best. I always check on my spiders every day. I always make sure they have plenty of water, they keep up on their food. And he just got stuck in a molt and unfortunately passed away like that. And Jacqueline, she just wouldn't eat and wouldn't drink. And yeah, I know it's sad. And I know it seems silly that I'm getting a little emotional over some spiders, but to me, they're not just a spider. They're, you know, they're my friends, and I love animals, and I do miss her, and I miss Cotton Candy, my versicolor that passed away that I just was talking about. And you know, it's never nice or happy when stuff like this happens, but you know, I know that I did try and make sure that I did everything that I possibly could, and just some things you just can't control. And but you always have to try your hardest and make sure that you're trying out your best to do things the proper way. So I am sorry, guys. I know a lot of you guys did like Jacqueline. I loved her. She was my first jumping spider. She's my first true spider. And I really did. I loved her because she used to crawl on my hand, and then she never wanted to go back in her enclosure. She just liked being out on my hand and exploring, and the way she would just look at me and look at the camera and stuff. So it was just nice having her around, and I'm definitely gonna miss her. But I'm not gonna quit on trying for a jumping spider. I will get another jumping spider eventually, and I do want to. I hope that they do well, and I do want to, you know, keep trying. I feel like the worst thing you could possibly do is have something go wrong and give up and never try again, because then it is your fault and it is a failure, because then you never just try again. You know, as long as you're doing the best that you know what to do and the best that you can and the absolute best for the animal, I feel like the best is to always keep trying and always keep working towards the goal. And if you give up, then you're failing the animals, and that's not what I want, and I know that's not what you guys want, and I'm pretty sure that's not what the animals want either. So I wanted to share that with you guys today and let you guys know about that. And I do apologize. I'm sorry that she'll no longer be with us, but I do love Jacqueline, and I'm happy that she was with us for the time that she was, and I will miss her, but I will look forward to the next jumping spider that I get and sharing that with you guys and sharing the progress with you guys. So this is Jacqueline's enclosure. Just wanted to show you guys one more time before this one got taken apart and ready for the next spider here. So one thing I didn't want to talk about is, you know, some people say, oh, well, what can you do with a spider when they pass away? And you know, me, I like to put mine, I like to take mine outside and bury them. You know, have the earth and the animals out there reclaim from what they're born from, you know, have the whole cycle of life. And you know, I just feel like that's the best way. I don't feel like, you know, flushing them down the toilet is proper, or just tossing them in the trash is proper. I feel like burying them is what any sentient being deserves, is, you know, returning and continuing a cycle. I think that's the best thing. So that's what we'll be happening with Jacqueline. So in the spirit though of my channel, I do want to keep things happy. I know some topics can get a little rambly with me, and obviously this video is not off to a happy start, but I don't like to be a sad person or a serious person, but when the time's appropriate, you do need to be sometimes. But at the same time, I do think that animals can tell when you're happy, and they can tell when things are going right and when things are going wrong. And I feel like the worst thing is to dwell and to put yourself into a, I guess you can say, frenzy or a pit of despair, whatever you want to say. And I feel like that's just not what animals or life wants for people. So in the spirit of that, I did want to move on to a more happier topic, but it still involves what happened here with Jacqueline. So basically, you know, I keep spiders, and I've kept tarantulas and spiders for about 2 years now. And in there, like I said, this will be my second spider that I've lost. And you know, it's not great feeling. I obviously miss them, and it's very sad. But I do always think that, you know, moving forward is the best thing, like I just said a couple minutes ago. And I love keeping spiders. I really do. One thing that I think helps me to keep on making sure that I don't give up and trying is that I don't put my interest and my happiness into one thing. And it's not meaning that I don't take the things that I do seriously, or that I don't put my 100% or all into the things I do. I do always make sure that I am doing that. Like with my spiders, I make sure that I am making sure that I'm learning and researching the best ways to keep the spiders, the best ways to grow the spider and to maintain them, and learning about the different species and the habitats I can get for them. And the different foods, what foods work, kind of experimenting with what food to feed them, how well the food works, how well they seem fed afterwards, and constantly doing that. And then I read my books, my spider books here. I have 4 spider books here, and just looking them up, using them for reference, and those really help. And but at the same time, I realize that for some people, or for some things, that when you have something like this that happens, you can, when you don't have anything else, you can fall into a spiral of despair or just neglect, because you feel like when you do something wrong, that the main thing that you put your heart and soul into didn't work out. And I feel like with Jacqueline, it did not work out because of some underlying issue. But I don't feel like the keeping my spiders and keeping my tarantulas didn't work out, because I feel like even though Jacqueline did pass away, she was so successful up until then, because she molted a bunch, she ate a bunch up until this last molt. All my other spiders and tarantulas eat a ton. They molt when they're supposed to. They always have healthy molts. Their enclosure is always kept up. So I always see that as a success. And then 2, to also think about when something like this happens, is that I also do think about my other hobbies and my other interests that I have, that can keep me not take my mind off of this and neglect this, but actually give me the energy to work past it, work through it, and know what to do next and what my goal is for the next outing or next adventure with my next spider. And I know I'm just a small channel. I have less than 80 subscribers, which is fine. If that's all I ever have, that's perfectly fine with me. I know a lot of people don't necessarily want to hear a life story or anything, which I'm not going to. But I did want to share with you guys some of the other hobbies, just to show you guys what I do to keep my brain going in a time of not happy events happening. So one of them is I am a big baseball fan. My favorite team and home team is the Detroit Tigers. Up here I have some Detroit Tigers posters and fathead stickers, and then I do collect Tigers memorabilia, baseball memorabilia, and then I have some cards I collect baseball cards from some of my favorite players. This is Shohei Ohtani from the Dodgers, and so I collect baseball stuff. I have some bats from some of my favorite players. And then I also, at the same time, which I have been for a long time, I am a big Transformer fan, and I collect some of the original Transformers, as you see here. I collect the newer Transformers, different types, all anything that I think is cool and interesting with Transformers, I collect them. I have way too many of them. I have bins full of them. And then since I was a kid, I've been a big Universal Monsters fan. This is Frankenstein, and this is a Lego version of him. But I like Legos, but I like Universal Monsters, and Frankenstein is one of my favorites. I would say Wolfman's probably my favorite one, but I really do like Frankenstein. So I have that to turn to. And then I do collect Pokemon cards. I do have one of my favorite Pokemon here. And the reason why I show you guys this stuff is not because I'm trying to venture out the channel or anything into Pokemon or baseball or Transformers or monsters or toys or whatever, but it's just to show you guys you can have other things besides the thing that you put a lot of effort and energy to, that can also make you happy. And that's how it helps me do better with things like this and with my other hobbies. Like, it's just basically what I'm saying is I can use baseball, I can use Pokemon, I can use the classic monsters, the monster movies, I can use toys, I can use Transformers, I can use my books, I can use just a whole bunch of other stuff, TV, movies, and stuff that can keep you from getting in a rut and keep you from feeling burned out on a certain thing, because in my opinion I have so many different things that I can bounce here and there from that I do enjoy, that it doesn't, I never have a reason to get burnt out or stagnant at a certain thing, because I have something else to go to, and then I can keep on cycling through. And I've never had the issue of neglecting one hobby or another. I just can cycle through. Now, this is not meaning that I'm cycling out of spiders or anything. I'm just saying this helps me to cycle out of the me feeling sad and me feeling bad about what happened with Jacqueline. And these things brought me joy, and I get enjoyment out of these other things, that it made me realize that I can keep on going and I can keep on doing what I set out to do with my spiders, and that is to continue getting more and continue growing them and showing you guys them and educating people on them and educating myself and keeping them and learning from them. So that's basically what I wanted to talk about today, was just a different one about what happened with Jacqueline, and then basically the things of how I myself deal with things like that happening. And now, this is just me. This is not a tutorial on how to deal with a passing of an animal or a loved one or anything by any means, but this is just how I do it, and I just wanted to explain it to you guys, because I feel like the more I can connect and show you guys how I go through things, it can make it more of a genuine connection with you guys, and it makes you guys feel more with the tarantulas and more connected to these spiders, and hopefully it helps you guys enjoy these guys a lot more. And that's because that's what I really want. I want people to enjoy having a connection with a spider or a tarantula or something that is a different animal than a cat or a dog. You know, I want people to realize that these animals are just the same as a cat and a dog, in my opinion, and they can be loved just the same. So thank you guys very much for watching today. I know it was some sad news, but hopefully with the things I talked about here, it could actually bring some light into what can happen and what goes on. And I know some of you guys may not even be interested in baseball or Pokemon or classic Universal Monsters or Transformers or anything, which is fine. I'm not expecting you guys to be, but I just wanted to show you what else I do to keep me going and keep my hobbies alive and keep going with my hobbies, even though sometimes the hobby may not work out with a certain thing. So thank you guys very much for watching. I know it's been a long time since I uploaded. I will try to get back on a normal schedule here, and I just made a phone call today to a, well, I don't want to say just yet, but hopefully here soon I will have a pretty interesting video coming up, more of a vlog style video. Almost, it'll be outside. I want to say studio, but this is not no studio. This is just my bedroom, but outside my bedroom here, and showcasing things about spiders and tarantulas. And I hope you guys enjoy it, and I look forward to showing you guys that one. Thank you guys very much for watching. I know these videos run long, but I feel like this video did deserve to be a long one. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for subscribing. And thank you guys for just being here. I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.